I am Pops, and Bass Reeves, the lawman Bass Reeves, over on it's a Paramount product. Taylor Sheridan is producer. I was very much looking forward to this show. I was really excited to see after the debacle that was the Lioness Taylor Sheridan show. Let me see what's going to happen with this one. They cast David O. I don't even know, how do you say I Alo Yellow. He's a fantastic actor. My goodness, is he great. So I was really excited that he was going to be brought into it as the title character. So there's two episodes that are dropped at the same time, kind of sets all this up. It's based on an actual person. He's the first black U.S. Marshal. He was a slave that would become free and all this. Just the stories are documented in this sort of like a trilogy of books. And I'm not going to pretend that I am super familiar with. I had heard of them, and I remember the development of how they were purchased and optioned. I think it is. Hang on, let me just pull it up real quick. I heard about it when it was optioned, like they were going to be based on this set of books. So I didn't know exactly how all that would shake out. I didn't have a chance to get through it. I read all the synopsis. Okay, follow the angels, follow the doves, and hell on the border. So this is a trilogy of books by Sidney Thompson. And just really looking forward to this show. So episode one, so this is actually later because he has his mustache. So in episode one, he is the slave. And let me see if the trailer, because the trailer has footage that we haven't even seen yet. That might be in episode one. Nope. Yeah, there's our title card, right? Let's see here. Let's see if this is it. Nope, I haven't seen Donald Sutherland yet. He has a role. We haven't seen it yet. So, okay. So the thing is, the first thing I can tell you is that it is beautifully shot. Beautifully shot. You haven't seen a lot of this stuff yet. This trailer's frustrating because it's not like an episode one trailer. It's like a series trailer. So it is, it's beautifully shot. He's fantastic. Episode one, we only have a couple of elements. But George Reeves, who is his slave owner, played by Shea Wiggum, who is phenomenal. The idea that you would want to play someone who is so blatantly evil and racist and prejudiced and has these lines of dialogue that are just like, I can't believe you said that to another person. There's a part where they're looking up at the stars and he's like, well, you don't think you would go to the light part of the heavens, right? Those are not for you. Like, it was so evil and malicious. It's awful. He's a cheat. He's manipulative. It's just brutally awful. So there's a quick sort of introduction that you have to Jenny, who's technically his wife. I don't know if they're married in episode one or not, but they are going to be married. And then you have the only other character that I really remember from that first episode is Barry Pepper. He plays this character whose first name was Esau. He's also based on a real life person as well. So is Shea Wiggum's character, obviously Colonel George Reeves. But Esau as well is this other character that's relatively prominent in that first episode in a couple of scenes, not because of time spent, because of impact. He just becomes very believable. Anyway, so he is very interesting as well. That's pretty much what it is. It's there's a lot of time jumps in episode one. It moves very quickly, but it's also very engaging, and it is sort of a setup to the morality and the code that Bass will live by, who he is as a man, how he has overcome so much, the decisions that he's made, whether good or bad, how he pays the price for those decisions, how he ends up with sort of rescued, and he ends up with like an Indian camp. He ends up in Indian territory, learns their language, lives among them before things turn sideways there. So all of that comes to fruition into episode number 2, where he can't, he ultimately does track down Jenny. She's moved on. That the war is over. He's as shocked as everyone else that the Union won. Goes and finds Jenny. She actually has a daughter, which is his daughter, which dates back to the first episode. And they start to build a life for each other before they're confronted again. He thinks he's in trouble, and it turns out he's being recruited to go out because he knows the language and can speak among the Indians. Dennis Quaid plays Cheryl Lynn, and it's funny because it's one of those things where he kind of rides up, and I'm like, is that Dennis Quaid? Because I didn't want to get I don't watch these trailers. I don't want to get into all the spoilery stuff, right? So it's nice to, not do that. In my opinion, I enjoy, not doing that. So anyway, yeah, Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is fantastic. Also off-putting. Also abrasive. They're going to go out basically to go capture a fugitive, and it turns into sort of a sideways thing. Very volatile. I'll get to that scene because it's probably the worst element of the show at this point, because the show has been really, really good. And then ultimately, because of how that all shakes out, it sets up the fact that this Donald Sutherland character, which we haven't seen yet, who is like the main mover and shaker of that area. His name is Isaac Parker. He's like a judge. He's in charge of this whole thing. And he's the one that's going to basically get Bass to agree to be a U.S. Marshal. So let me see if I can try to get some of these frames. Yeah, this is him with Jenny. Yeah, we don't see Donald yet. So yeah, we some of this. Yeah, there's Dennis Quaid. Okay, so this is Dennis Quaid's sequence. See here. Oh, this is just the way they cut this trailer, though. It makes me. I get frustrated because I can't share with you what I want to. So yeah, this isn't in this first episode like that, but you can just get a good feel for the authenticity of the show. I think in the footage, beautifully shot, beautifully done. He because of survival, he had to become like an expert marksman. Like he's phenomenal. He makes a name for himself for early on with George Reeves, and ultimately later. Even his wife makes a comment about, never wasting a bullet or something. It's a beautiful line. And it's just this journey of this sort of like historical character. Here's one of these awkward scenes. Let's see what it says.
We might be men. They're just killers.
So it was a very racist, prejudice thing about, he's given an anti-Indian speech there. And Bass comes back with, well, it doesn't matter if it's white, black, or red. At the end of the day, they're all just men. Very much into you make your own decisions, you're responsible for your own actions, whereas everyone around him is very prejudiced, trying to groupthink, very bigoted, very biased, that kind of thing. So very, very good. There's a shot of Jenny.
You find it.
There's a shot of Barry Pepper as the Esau character. Look at that location shots, man. Even just like just a wood shot, it's just done well, lit well. That's not in this episode. So none of that's in this episode. No surprise that any of that's coming. Yeah, I assume it's going to be his friend here. Yeah. So off to a really good start of the greatest American lawman. Yeah, one of for sure. He was actually mentioned by name, I think, in Justified and some other shows and stuff. So Bass Reeves is very famous in that regard. So here's what I can tell you. Very solid as a drama. Not a lot of action. There is some, but not a lot of action. If you're into historical pieces, if you love something that kind of fits, they claim it's not going to be in the 1883 Yellowstone universe, which I'm disappointed in. I was hoping they would all kind of be in that universe, and we might even lay some breadcrumbs for something else, but they claim it's not connected. But it feels very much in the same vein of that sort of effort to bring some authenticity to the story. And that's what I think I really enjoyed about it so far. So off to a great start. I don't know if you're watching or not, you enjoy it, this is your thing or not. Love to hear from you. Take care, everybody. I am Pops.